What's up guys, David here, and after almost a year of rumors and speculation, the iPhone 6 and now the larger iPhone 6 Plus are finally here. Apple took the wraps off the new devices a few days ago, and in that time, I've had the chance to really let it all sink in, and I've come up with the top 10 best new features that both of these iPhones bring to the table. But before we get into them, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor for today's episode in Simple Mobile. Founded on the idea that your phone is an extension of your own personal freedom, Simple Mobile has a great way of doing wireless. Joining Simple is easy. Just use your own GSM phone, purchase a Simple Mobile SIM card, activate one of Simple Mobile's unlimited plans, and then follow the easy process to set it up on your phone. It's, well, simple. If you want to learn more about how to save money on your phone bill by joining Simple Mobile, click over here or on the first link down below in the description. Save yourself some of that hard-earned cash and help support the channel at the same time. Alright, let's get right into it. Top feature number 1, display. So the big story everyone is talking about is that Apple finally made an iPhone with a bigger screen. In fact, they actually made two. The 4.7-inch iPhone 6 and the even bigger 5.5-inch iPhone 6 Plus. But Apple making the iPhone screen bigger isn't the whole story, as they also made the screen a hell of a lot better as well. Both the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus have higher resolution displays than the 5S, with the iPhone 6 getting just enough of a bump in resolution to retain that same 326 ppi or Retina mark across its larger screen. The iPhone 6 Plus is getting full HD 1080p resolution, pushing its pixel density all the way up to 401. In addition to increasing the resolution and sharpness, Apple also boosted the contrast ratios on the displays, which will give you wider whites and deeper blacks. Finally, with what Apple is calling photo alignment, the new iPhone displays should have more accurate and widening viewing angles, in all making the iPhone 6's screen among the best on the market. 2. One-handed use. The iPhone has always been one of the easiest phones to use with one hand. However, because these new iPhones have bigger displays, one-handed use is obviously going to take a hit. So in order to help reduce this, Apple has introduced a new feature called reachability. Essentially, what this feature does is move the top half of the screen down to the bottom half, making anything that would otherwise be difficult to reach easily reachable. The feature is activated with just a simple double tap of the home button and looks to be a great option for one-handed use, especially when the sliding gestures like the ones in Safari aren't available. 3. Design. The iPhone 6, with its all-new anodized aluminum build, easily fits the mold of what a premium flagship smartphone should look like. While we no longer have the chamfered edges of the iPhone 5 and 5S, the back of the iPhone 6 curves over to the sides of the phone, and the cover glass on the front actually curves down, meeting those sides, giving the iPhone 6 a totally seamless design. Combine that with the insanely thin 6.9 and 7.1mm thickness, and the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus not only look great, but their design should also help make them a little bit easier to hold in the hand. 4. Health. The iPhone 6 is looking to take your health game to the next level with the new M8 Motion coprocessor and the built-in barometer. While the iPhone 5S had the M7 coprocessor, and barometers are technically nothing new in the world of smartphones, together with iOS 8's Health app, the iPhone 6 will be able to track how many steps you've taken, determine whether or not those steps were going up or downhill thanks to the barometer, and calculate with more accuracy how many calories you've actually burned throughout the day as a result. Top feature number 5, speed. So as is expected with every new generation, the iPhone 6 has Apple's newest processor in the A8, which Apple claims to have a 25% faster CPU and 50% faster graphics compared to the A7 found on the iPhone 5S. But what might be even more interesting is that Apple claims the A8 is more efficient, meaning it'll be able to fire on all cylinders for a longer period of time before the processor has to slow itself down to prevent overheating. This should translate into faster and more consistent multitasking in gaming, and one hell of a contender in the phone book style speed test we do here on the channel. But enough about the A8, because the new processor isn't the only way the iPhone 6 is faster. With 802.11ac Wi-Fi speeds on the new 6 and 6 Plus can be up to 3 times faster than those on the 5S. Add to that up to 50% faster LTE, and the iPhone 6 looks to be an absolute beast when it comes to performance. 6. Battery. With a bigger phone comes a bigger battery, so despite the fact that the new iPhones have a faster processor and also have bigger displays to power, they still have an equal or greater amount of battery life in every metric compared to the iPhone 5S. The iPhone 6 offers an average of 18% better battery life than the 5S, while the iPhone 6 Plus offers an average of a whopping 73% better battery life, which, considering how thin these devices are, is pretty damn impressive. 7. Camera. iPhones have always had really good cameras on them, and the iPhone 6 isn't going to be an exception. With its all-new sensor and autofocus system, the iPhone 6 now offers twice the autofocus speeds compared to the 5S, meaning your pictures and videos will be much less likely to be out of focus. The all-new sensor also offers twice the 1080p video frame rate at up to 60 frames per second, and maybe more impressively, twice the super slow motion at 240 FPS, which is just insane. If you end up opting for the iPhone 6 Plus over the regular 6, you'll also get optical image stabilization, which will help reduce motion blur due to shaking hands, and because the exposure times can be longer with OIS, the 6 Plus should also perform a little bit better in low light conditions. On top of all the rear camera improvements, both of the new iPhone's front cameras have also been improved with a new burst mode, so you can all but guarantee that you'll capture those Kodak moment selfies. 8. Apple Pay. So the iPhone 6 now has NFC, which just like the barometer is nothing new to the world of smartphones. But Apple didn't just slap NFC on there and call it a day. They also introduced what they're calling Apple Pay, and essentially what it is a better and more secure version of Google Wallet that lets you make payments at over 220,000 stores and counting right from your phone. Every payment is password protected by your Touch ID fingerprint, and your actual credit card number is never shared with Apple or any merchants, and instead, a unique device account number and transaction-specific security codes are created to help keep things a little bit more private, so there's technically less of a chance of your information getting stolen when using the iPhone compared to using a physical credit card. This security element, alongside the convenience factor of not having to bust out your wallet every time, may just be enough to make the iPhone 6 and Apple Pay the beginning of a payment revolution. 9. Storage options. When it comes to the different storage options, there's really just two things to note. One, there's now a new 128GB model available compared to the max 64GB model on the iPhone 5S. And two, the 64GB iPhone 6 now comes at the same price point that the 32GB model came in last year. In other words, for just $100 more, you can upgrade from the 16GB iPhone 6 to the 64GB iPhone 6, which represents a much better value in terms of storage compared to what was available last year or any year before that. Okay, we're finally there. Top reason number 10, iOS 8. So when the iPhone 6 officially launches, it'll come with iOS 8 pre-installed. Now, there are a bunch of great new features in iOS 8 that go way beyond the scope of this video, but the reason why I've listed iOS 8 here is combined with all the hardware features that I just listed, Apple seems to finally be giving us what we've been asking for so long. I mean, we've been asking for a bigger screen since pretty much Android started becoming popular, and now we finally got one. We wanted third-party keyboards and widgets, and now we finally get that too. NFC? Check. Optical image stabilization? Check again. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus are the biggest leaps the iPhone has ever made, and at least to me, are the most compelling iPhones ever. But what do you guys think? Is the iPhone 6 compelling enough for you to go out and actually buy one? And if so, will you get the 6 or the 6 Plus? Let me know down in the comments below, but other than that, that's it for me in this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up to show your love, and subscribe to the channel for more iPhone 6 coverage just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode.